Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Footy Social. We are doing the end of season awards. As you probably see in the title, we're going to be doing a list of awards, and then we've got a draft style team of the season where we can only pick one player each. You'll get the gist of it at the end of the video.
Yeah, we just want to make it a bit more interesting than picking the same 11 teams.
If you haven't already watched, we've just released a video before this of our reviewing our predictions at the start of the season, and that's quite interesting. See how far we got off on some. There was some that we got really badly wrong, and others that we got five right. So you'll see which 5 we got right there. Should we start off with our awards? Obviously, we've got Boyd joining us. He's a regular with us here.
So we might as well kick off with the easiest and the most boring one, just to sort of tick it off. So our player of the season, mine's Haaland, which is easy.
Mine is Haaland.
Mine's Haaland.
So
That's well done. Well done, Erling Haaland.
As you say, you want it to be a bit more interesting, but we also kind of don't just want to be edgy for the sake of it.
He's been the best player.
He's easily been the best player. I mean, obviously De Bruyne's had a fantastic year, and if Arsenal had won the league, we could have said someone a bit more interesting, but they didn't. So it's Haaland. Our manager of the season will be a bit more interesting. I've gone for Eddie Howe, but there's a lot of other candidates as well.
I think if I went for a 5 nomination, I'd go probably Arteta, Guardiola, Howe, O'Neill, and Unai Emery. I'm going to leave one of them for Boyd to pick, but I wanted to go for Eddie Howe. I like the Eddie Howe shout, but my manager of the season is going to be Pep Guardiola. I know it's a little bit boring.
That is boring.
He's about to win a treble though, isn't he?
But if he wins that treble, and I just watching he did the sort of inverted fullback thing, and it worked for a bit, and then he's now gone with playing centre backs at fullback and moving Stones into midfield, and everything he seems to do works, and it seems like, and then a lot of managers try and copy him. Like Arteta literally copies everything he does.
Even his sign, they want to get Gundogan on a free transfer.
And it's just no other manager in the world I watch and think blimey, he's just thought up that, and I don't know, some of the stuff he does, and he's won the 3 on the bounce now, and I think he's been the best manager this season. So I'm going to give my manager of the year award to Pep Guardiola. And Boyd,
Mine's for Unai Emery. He come in with 11 points of 18th. And we've now got European football.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout. I wouldn't say he. I wouldn't say he gets it, but
he has a fantastic year. The issue I've got with that is just De Zerbi has also joined mid-season and finished above him. Obviously they both had fantastic years.
De Zerbi, sorry, I missed him out.
De Zerbi's my second, only because he joined the Brighton team, which was already sort of up there.
Yeah.
I just very agree with that.
Emery had a lot more to build. Had a lot more that he had to go up with, unfortunately. But Eddie Howe got top 4 with Newcastle. It's just fantastic. I know everyone would say they spent 200 million net spend, but come on, they spent 40 of that on Anthony Gordon, who I know scored yesterday against us. But it's not crazy. They're not going out and signing Ronaldo for 150 million.
Was that his first goal for Newcastle?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, shock against Chelsea.
It was so obvious he was going to score. So now we'll go for young player of the season. Joe, do you want to do yours first? We'll go reverse order.
You might have to come back to me because I forgot who I picked yesterday. But let me have a little think.
Well, I went for Martinelli then, mainly because I predicted him. So just to sort of pat myself at the back.
Haaland doesn't count because it's 21 and under.
No, Haaland won it. Haaland won it.
How old was Haaland at the start of the season?
He would have been 22, I think.
Okay, so
also for the one we did. We're doing 21.
Yeah, we're doing 21 and under just to make it a bit more interesting.
So it's not. So you don't have to pick Haaland.
Yeah. But I went for. To be fair, he was 20. No, he was 22. Sorry, that's my bad. He's 23 in July. Yeah, I went for Martinelli. He scored 15 goals in the league, which is pretty. It's just really good, to be fair. Obviously, Saka would be up there as well, but I just think Martinelli's just a bit more of an interesting choice. Boyd?
I've gone for Jacob Ramsey.
Okay.
Just because he's come, head over heels. Unai Emery's come in and he's literally played as if he played 700 games. He's the most experienced player on the pitch. Creates goals, scores goals. He's been actually one of our best players under Unai Emery, and he, fathers into Europe.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout.
The issue is I don't think I've ever actually watched enough Villa this season, to be fair. So I have an opinion on it.
Yeah. Well, my player of the season has got to be young player of the season. Has got to be Bukayo Saka. I think he's been better than Martinelli. He's dropped off with he's literally dropped off with Arsenal. How they've dropped off, he's sort of dropped off his form a little bit as well. But overall, he's been the best, in my opinion, young player under the age of 21.
In a fantastic World Cup as well, didn't he? As well, which was
he played well in the World Cup, and I used to always like him, but I was like, he needs to add more goals and assists to his game, and he has done that. So he's proved me wrong.
I'm still going to state the fact that Ramsey is still better than Martinelli. So that's still to this day.
They've both improved since that clip was filmed.
Still to this day, though, Jacob Ramsey is better than Martinelli.
Well, still to this day, you're wrong, but doesn't matter. So signing the season. Who wants to go first on this, Boyd?
Signing Haaland.
Haaland, yeah.
Haaland, easy.
Okay. Well, I went for an interesting one. So I went for Awoniyi
from Forest.
Which, to be fair, I mean, considering I think if you think of a individual player's impact on a team, he's probably had the biggest one. I mean, his goals have single-handedly saved.
The biggest impact on a team's got to be Casemiro, which actually would be my signing of the season if it wasn't for Haaland.
Yeah.
What would be your signing of the season if it wasn't for Haaland, Boyd? Was Matoma signed this summer? Or was that last summer?
He was signed last year and then loaned back to him, so technically it doesn't really count.
I mean, it probably would be Casemiro. He's
missed a lot of games though, Casemiro. He's missed 8 games through suspension alone.
Yeah, to be fair.
I know, but he's just been such an impact. He's not my player. Haaland's my player of the season.
Well, you sort of got him on the spot there. I took the easy out. We'll go with Joe. I just thought Haaland just because he signed this year, he scored 36 goals, whatever it is. It's hard.
I mean, I've got some other interesting choices. I mean, I was thinking about thinking more on the bottom half, just because they don't really get a lot of shine. Utara, Bournemouth. I mean, Bournemouth looked dead and buried at Christmas, and then they brought in that Utara
he's
guy,
looked good.
He's been their best player from January onwards.
I wouldn't say sign of the season.
He hasn't been hard, but I thought I'd throw some respect. And obviously, I think Gibbs White has a really good year.
White.
Especially since everyone was clowning on that price tag.
Million, yeah.
And I think some shout like maybe Willian or Andres Pereira at Fulham that they looked like they
decent signs.
Both players that we probably would have just written off as past
It's just we should have done an award excluding Haaland for everyone.
Yeah.
And then I actually had a thought about it because obviously you sent the list for it and I was like, right,
it's Haaland.
Haaland. So yeah.
Well, here's one award that Haaland won't be winning. Let's go for our worst player of the season. Which is slightly different to worst signing. I mean, they could basically double up because I went for my worst player was Wout Faz. I think he's just been an absolute donkey, and Leicester have been relegated, which I mean I still can't quite get my head around. I still can't believe that Leicester have been relegated, and Wout Faz has been awful.
Yeah,
all season.
Wout Faz is also mine. He scored 2 own goals in one game.
2 own goals in one game.
He's just something that also springs to mind. The Liverpool game the other day on the Monday Night Football.
Yeah,
so the ball came over him. He let the ball bounce, and he's the last defender, and that's where Curtis Jones scored. You don't let the ball bounce, defender.
No.
He just looks like he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's just,
my worst player of the season. He only played half the season, but I'm going to go Weston McKennie, I think, at Leeds. I was thinking between Leeds and Leicester. I was like, there's Southampton players that probably are there,
they're
but
all young. But
I'm not. They're all young.
I'll see that Weston McKennie one because of the prospect.
And he was coming from Juventus, and he was like being given and said like the man to get him out, and he's just been the worst. Like Tyler Adams is actually not too bad, but McKennie. He's going to go back to Juventus and probably loaned. I don't know. He's not going to start for Juventus.
McKennie has been, I mean, they've been. I think they obviously signed him because he's American and they had Jesse Marsh at the time. That was crazy as well. I mean, they signed like 10 Americans in a season. Like they signed Weston McKennie on deadline day and then sold and then sacked Jesse Marsh on like the 4th of Feb.
Adams, Aronson, McKennie.
You thought at least give him a month of them Americans.
Yeah, at least Adams has been good, to be fair. Adams should probably get him.
Aronson's been decent.
No, I don't. He's had an awful. He hasn't got a goal contribution since October, I think.
The one I like, I think Sinceretta's alright.
Oh, Sinistera. Yeah.
Sinistera,
he's just been injured all season.
Yeah. And then Rodrigo, he's about 32 now, but he looks okay.
Yeah, he's
definitely. The rest of them, nah.
So let's go for Wait, did you say your worst? Yeah, Weston McKennie.
Weston McKennie.
So worst signing, which I think is slightly different because obviously like the worst players are just people who perform poorly, but a worst signing could be someone who was just average but bought for 100 million, and we've had about 10 options of them. So I mean, I've gone for Sterling. I had much higher hopes for Sterling coming in than Cucurella, which is obviously going to be everyone else's choice. But at the time, everyone knew Cucurella for 60 million, that is a crazy signing. Why are you doing that? And he's been bad. But I mean, Sterling, there was still quite a lot of people going, oh, that's a nice bargain for Chelsea.
I think Sterling's not been terrible.
I thought Sterling was going to be your best player this season.
Yeah,
He's been okay though. He's not been a mate. I've gone with Mudryk.
Yeah.
Just for the price tag. I was thinking it's going to be a Chelsea player.
Yeah.
I'm going to go price tag. I'm going to go for the price tag and go down the list.
Yeah.
And there's Enzo at the top. He's been
okay.
alright.
Enzo's been our best player.
And then it was like Mudryk. So that was my choice.
I mean,
Cucurella definitely could be there as well.
So I was literally, when I got the list, I was like, Cucurella, Mudryk. Literally, they've both been awful. Like, I've watched Cucurella.
I think the issue is Cucurella's played so much more football than Mudryk.
Yeah.
Mudryk started about 2
So
games. He's been crap in all.
I'm going to go for Cucurella just because you got to say Mudryk. He's new to the league.
And he hasn't played that many minutes.
He hasn't actually played. Cucurella's actually been awful.
Yeah.
Like at Brighton, he was actually fairly good going forward. He put a cross, he put tackling. At Chelsea, he was been diabolical.
So yours is Cucurella.
Mine's Cucurella, yeah.
So there you go, we've got a nice Chelsea trio. That's the only award Chelsea are going to win all season. So surprise package. This could be a team or a player. Because as a team, I went for Villa. So, fair enough. I mean, at the beginning of the season, I didn't think you'd do anything. And then by the end of the season, you got European football.
I mean, surprise. The surprise is that we predicted Gerrard to do badly, which isn't a surprise.
Yeah. So, I mean, again,
So are you picking a team and a player?
I guess if we go for a surprise package as a player, I mean, we're probably all going to agree that it's going to be Matoma. Basically, I mean,
that was literally who my surprise package was.
He's just come out.
That's why I picked. Yeah, he's the one. If you've picked Matoma at the start of the season, then well done. But
Levi Colwill has also had a great season.
Yeah,
I mean, I knew
again, Brighton players for the surprise package as a team. Yeah, I'd like Villa for the surprise shout. I think Newcastle surprise package.
I don't think anybody thought
I'm not
that.
saying surprise.
I think even Arsenal.
I sort of expected. I expected Newcastle to be.
Well, I don't think
six,
I don't.
seven,
Well, we
not 4. Yeah.
Do you put Newcastle 9?
Well, no, come a few months in, you saw how they were doing. You expected them to be there at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think Arsenal actually was probably the biggest surprise for me how they actually did challenge for the title.
They're basically all the way.
Yeah, so that Arsenal would be my surprise package as a team.
Yeah. So most disappointing, I went for Liverpool because I think even though obviously Chelsea have been diabolical, I think the drop off from Liverpool almost winning a quadruple to Europa League football versus Chelsea, who had kind of a meaty last year and we've just had a bad this year. I think the drop off from Liverpool has been way more disappointing than the drop off from Chelsea.
Now I'm going to go with Chelsea just because it's the money you spent. I know you.
The answer is Chelsea.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for something different though. I'm going Leicester.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the three who have had all those three could fit that category.
Yeah, I mean, there's been so many more bad seasons than there's been good seasons this year. I think good seasons are basically nailed on. Good seasons are Man City and Newcastle. Man City, Newcastle, Brighton, Villa. So
Arsenal could have had a good season,
but
you've not won anything.
But there's also the argument that Arsenal bottled it, so therefore it's been a poor season.
Yeah, true. Their fans are coming away disappointed.
There's no way you could argue that Newcastle or Brighton have bottled it.
The only three fan bases plus West Ham maybe, who if we win the Conference League.
Yeah.
The only three, maybe four actually, that can sit there and be really happy with this season will be Man City, Newcastle, Brighton, and Villa.
Yeah, but
yeah, is there any more awards or?
I think that's it. We covered quite a
lot there. So now we're going to go into our draft. I don't know if we explained on screen, but we explained to Boyd off screen maybe. So it's going to be like I'm going to start with 1, Boyd with 1, Dan 2, Boyd 1, I'll do 2. I don't know if you've seen that format before.
Yeah. Are we doing just an 11?
Just 11.
And a manager.
And a manager.
Yeah. So I think we've all agreed we're going to go 4-3-3. We can play
Yeah.
around with it if we want, but make it realistic.
So
you know,
like, yeah.
don't be having centre backs at left wing just to fit him in.
Pep Guardiola would though.
Yeah, he could probably make it work.
And there's no rush, and we're allowed. Obviously, we're allowed to look at each other's teams as well while we're doing it.
I mean, you can only go one player by the time anyway. So, Joe, who are you going to pick
Well,
first?
I mean, there's the first option just to get him out of the way, and I think I'm gonna have to go Haaland up front.
Yeah.
You'd have to write down my team, Boyd. Just do your own.
So, Boyd, you've got next pick.
I'm gonna go Ollie Watkins on the left.
Ollie Watkins. You really went that worst first pick when you could have had any.
Boyd, you could have saved Watkins because me and Dan aren't picking Watkins.
We're not picking Watkins.
I'm having Watkins on the left.
So I'm going to go for KDB as my right centre mid.
Yeah.
He's had a great season yet again. I mean, is there a more consistent player in world football than Kevin De Bruyne?
I think if it wasn't, no, the answer is I don't think so.
No.
I think, just moving off this quickly, Ballon d'Or talks. It's between three players: Messi, De Bruyne, and Haaland. If City win the treble, it's probably going to be Haaland. But if it wasn't for Haaland, I'd like to see De Bruyne win the Ballon d'Or.
De Bruyne is absolutely crazy.
But yeah, and you got another pick, Dan?
I've got another pick. I'm going to go for Alisson in goal, just to get me a good goalie. He's had a fantastic year. In a bad season for Liverpool, I think Alisson could have. If Alisson wasn't playing as unbelievable as he was this year, it could have been even worse. I mean, the amount of one-on-one saves he makes are insane.
He's probably been the best goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But Martinez. I regret my decision already. Should have been Martinez. Trying to think. Centre back, I'll take Stones.
Okay. We want this video to end at some point, boys. So
Yeah, why
try
not?
and speed him up a bit.
I didn't know.
Okay, so I've now got two picks. I'm going to go with Saka on the right, and I'm going to go Casemiro in CDM.
Okay.
Taking on my players.
So it's back to you, Boyd.
Emi Martinez in goal.
Emi Martinez in goal. Again, we would never pick it in. So I've got two picks now. So I'm going to go for Rodri, and I'm going to go for Harry Kane up front. I mean, if it wasn't for Haaland, he'd be player of the season territory yet again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's another 30-goal season.
Yeah, he's been the second best player.
I think I saw something. He's the first player to have two 30-goal seasons since Thierry Henry. So I mean, he's in high company there.
Yeah. Right. So who's your next pick, Boyd?
I'll go for Saliba because up until he got injured, he was
I
literally-
agree. That's a nice pick.
Yeah.
I am going to go for. I am going to go for. So you got De Bruyne. You picked De Bruyne. I'm going for Odegaard in centre mid, and I'm going to go with Rashford on the left. Actually, I'm going to not go for that. I'm going to go with Gundogan in midfield.
Yeah. Another good season from him.
Yeah.
Is he's probably the most clutch player in the league.
Yeah,
He's all about consistency as well. He's been pretty consistent
For the last 3
like
years.
3 years.
He's just always just clutch. If you need a player to just randomly score your goal in the time,
I'll never forget that year. Was it the COVID year? When
he scored 30.
I did change my FPL captain for 8 weeks. It was good and everything.
Does he not want to sign a new contract with City, or does City not want to?
It's his wife. His wife doesn't want to basically be in this country anymore.
I think he wants to go to Barcelona.
Yeah.
Oh really? They want to move to a hot country, basically.
Yeah, that's what it is. No one's got. Have you got a right winger?
I've got Saka.
God's sake.
Boy, you could have left the Villa players to the end because we weren't picking them.
Come on, boy, mate. You got one pick.
I'll go for Xhaka Holding, as in like one of the three.
Okay. He hasn't really played there this season.
No, but it's just
You know, fine. It's build what you want. I'm going to go for Trippier at right back. I think he's been the best right back in the league.
Yeah.
He's also a great leader for that team. And right wing, I'm just going to go for Salah. Just because, again, I mean, it's just even in his poor years, Salah's better than like 99% of the attackers in the world, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still been really good.
Yeah, he's almost another 20-goal season. I think he's probably had about 5 20-goal seasons in a row.
Yeah, and so you get another go now, Boyd?
I'll go for Tony up front.
Owen Tony. Obviously, it's a shame that we're not going to see him for another 8 months now.
Yeah.
He's back at 16-1.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to go with Pope in goal.
Yep.
And his teammate Botman at the back.
Yeah. He's been a great signing.
Yeah.
He's one of them that sort of... Did he come in last season? I think he came in January, didn't he, last season?
No, I think they signed him on...
Was it in the summer?
I think it was summer. Was it like pre-contract? I know they actually paid money for him, but I think it was like they agreed the deal with Lille early on. I don't know.
Yeah, he's had a great year, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think
he's been really good.
Done like just at the back end of last season. I'm gonna go. Let's see, I'm number 2. I'm gonna go for Ake at left back, just because of the.
That was my one.
Just because of the. I'm number 2.
He's played left back all season, so he's left back.
So Ake.
Okay. Oh, see now I'm struggling. So I want a centre back in there. So my first pick, I'm gonna go left back. I'm gonna go Estupinan.
Yeah.
See that I was picking him. I thought he's only just come sort of on the scene last month.
And I think left centre mid, I'm gonna go for his countryman, his clubman. I'm gonna go for Caicedo. That's gonna give me the legs in midfield I need.
Have you got KDB?
So I've got KDB, Rodri, and Caicedo as a midfield 3. I mean that's
quite
pretty
good.
well balanced, right? I've got a passer in there, I've got a tackler in there, and I've got the goal scorer KDB nowadays.
Okay.
So boy,
None of us have got a left winger yet.
No.
I do.
Boyd's got Ollie Watkins, hybrid left forward.
Right centre mid, I'm going to go for Eberici Eze.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't. Maybe a bit later in the I'd pick him, but
Yep, fine, good pick.
right. I have a left back, centre back, right back, and left wing. There's like 3 options I've got for left wing in my head, so I'm going to leave that one for now. You've both got left backs, so I don't need to rush on that. So centre back and right back.
He's playing it like a tactical game. He is.
It is meant to be tactical.
It is. We're trying to deal with the best team.
I'm going to go with Martinez, centre back for Man U. He has had a few dodgy games, but overall he's been pretty solid. And at right back, this becomes a little bit tricky. I could have picked Caicedo technically, but he's already been picked. You've picked Trippier. Stones has been picked. I'm not going with whoever the Arsenal one is, Ben White. Or I could go Ben White. Yeah, I'll go Ben White at right back. He's had a quite good season.
Yeah.
Right, back to you, Boyd.
My was centre mid, McAllister.
McAllister, yeah, not a bad choice. So, at left wing, I'm just going to put Martinelli in there.
God, he wasn't even the 3 I had in my head.
I think it's just...
But yeah, I
had
like
a good year. And then I need some centre backs. So, one centre back. Do you know who I will put in there? I think he's been one of the bargains of the season. Manuel Akanji, who I never used to rate when he was at Dortmund. He's been fantastic this year.
I literally thought that Bambi on ice at Dortmund.
Yeah, I thought I'd never rated him, but he's been fantastic this year. So, Boyd, back to you. I think this is your last player, isn't it? No, you've got 2 more.
I'm going to put right back. No one's got Kyle Walker, have they?
no.
Kyle Walker.
He's played quite well, but he hasn't really played. They basically use Kyle Walker whenever there's like a really fast left winger.
Yeah.
He'll just put him in the team. Like when it's Vinicius or Mbappe, it's just play Kyle Walker. So I've got a left back and a left wing. My left back, S2P9's been taken, and Ake, they've probably been the best 2. The third best, it's between Shaw and Zinchenko. I'm going to go with Zinchenko's probably been slightly better. And then at left wing, I've literally got 3 options. Rashford, Grealish and Mitoma. and it's crazy how some of these are going to go undrafted for Ollie Watkins. But I'm going to go Jack Grealish. I feel like he's been the best of those three.
Mm-hmm.
And shame, because I really wanted to pick a Brighton player in my team, but there's no room. I've actually just gone for the top 4 on every team, of every position. But yeah, Boyd, have you got one left?
Yep.
It's right wing.
Mo Salah.
I've already picked him.
Oh, shut up. Right wingers. Who did you pick left wing?
Grealish.
I'm going to put Rashford right wing.
Did you put Rashford left wing?
No, Ollie Watkins.
No,
Oh, I
good
thought-
Grealish.
No, he put Grealish.
Oh, right.
He was in the
Not
three.
Matoma.
No. I think Rashford sort of.
So Rashford just saves himself for being undrafted.
Yeah. By the way,
Yeah.
he's very talented in Matoma.
Yeah.
So I've only got one position left, which is at centre back.
Only one.
Yeah. That's it. That's everyone's team done. So I don't know. See, I want to put Colwell in there, but I also think my 2 centre backs then would be too weak. I don't think any Liverpool centre backs had a fantastic year.
I feel like it's on the season they've had is what we're doing. Obviously doing this.
Yeah, obviously. Otherwise, I would just pick Van Dijk
Yeah.
to make the best team. But I don't think Van Dijk's had a very good season. I think it probably just has to be Ruben Diaz, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think it's up to you.
I think I will. I mean, he's had a much better season than most other top centre backs. Obviously, I think Stones has been the best centre back of that Man City squad. So I'm just going to go for a Man City duo, and I'm going to put Ruben Diaz as my final centre back.
I mean, all 4 of those City. I mean, you got Walker, but yes,
I've got
Stones,
Stones and Walker.
Stones, Diaz, Ake, and Akanji. Both people. That's basically their back
That's
4.
basically been their back forward.
So
I've gone for. So my final player was Ruben Diaz. Now should we go back round the circle in the same rules and do?
Yeah.
Let's
so
do manager
Dan,
for the team
your
and 3
manager.
impact subs. So for my manager, I mean, I think to get the best out of this team, I get first go. So I'm going to go for Pep. Unfortunately,
Okay.
And
I'll
Boyd.
go for Unai Emery.
Right.
Unai Emery in a 4-3-3.
Well, it'd be 4-2-2, you know.
Um,
SA
and
Rashford.
I'm gonna basically swap with Dan on our manager of the seasons, and I'm gonna put Eddie Howe as my manager.
Okay. So you want to go for 1 impact sub?
One impact sub. I mean, I'm gonna take Matoma.
Oh.
Mitoma. Okay.
I'll go for Bruno.
Bruno, that's a road one.
Interesting.
Okay. So I'm going to go for Bernardo Silva.
Oh, I like that one.
Been fantastic.
He just didn't even.
How many impact subs are we doing?
I'll do
3.
3. He's been fantastic again.
No,
Yeah.
is it you again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'll go for 1 more. So I've got my attacking sub. I'm going to go for a midfield sub now. And I am going to go for Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah. I like that one.
I'll go for Riyad Mahrez.
Mahrez.
Mm-hmm.
He's not really played.
Okay.
Yeah, when he has his
Well, he's played it, he's done well, yeah.
Yeah,
but,
pick
okay.
your last 2 subs.
I'm going to go for so I've got Matoma more of like an attacking midfielder.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody said Lewis Dunk? Because
No.
I'll take him. And then attacker, or like a midfielder attacker, I will go with... I'm struggling now. But I will go with... Let's go... No one said Gabriel Jesus, have they? I'll go Jesus as my 3rd.
Who knows? If he was fit the whole season, who knows what
Yeah,
Arsenal
he's
would have
done well.
But, right, Boyd, your last sub?
I'll go for midfielder / CDM. I'll go for Douglas Luiz.
Douglas Luiz, fine.
That's-
And my final pick is going to be Fabian Schär. The other Newcastle centre back.
How many subs have you got, Boyd?
He's got
3.
3. He's got Bruno Mahrez and
Douglas
Douglas
Luiz.
Luiz. So should we summarise? So what should we do? So we'll put our teams on, and then I think should we merge all 3 of ours into an ultimate team
Yes.
season per position? So
And
only
we can-
from the ones we picked.
You can do polls on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
I think so. We'll put out who's
We'll do that, and we'll see who's
the best.
So personally, I think my team absolutely wipes the floor with all of yours. I've got Pep managing a front three of Martinelli, Kane, Salah, a midfield three of Caicedo, De Bruyne, Rodri, a back four of Estupinan, Ruben Dias, Akanji, Trippier, and in goal, Alisson, with Bernardo Silva, Bruno Guimaraes, and Fabian Schär to come off the bench. Boyd?
Well, I personally think I've got the best goalkeeper. I've got the best back four.
We need to say they are.
Oh, so I've got Martinez in goal.
Yeah.
Ake,
Put it on the
Saliba,
screen.
Stones and
Yeah.
Walker. Xhaka, Eze, McAllister, Rashford, Watkins, Tony. I do think the back five is the best out of the three,
All managed by the mighty Unai Emery.
which could change to 4-2-2. You know,
I think
McAllister,
Okay.
Xhaka, Eze, Rashford, Watkins, Tony up front.
I think my back five is maybe the weakest, but other than that, I'd say maybe I've got one of the strongest. I mean, if you've got Pep, then yes. But I've gone Pope in goal, arguably being the best goalkeeper. Ben White, Botman, and Martinez as centre back pairing is decent. Zinchenko is probably being the third best left back. But then I think my midfield is the best with Casemiro, Gundogan, and Ødegaard. I know you've got De Bruyne, but I feel like mine's stronger.
And Rodri.
Yeah, but you've got Caicedo. And then front three of Saka, Haaland, Grealish. I mean, that's the best front three, definitely.
Scores the most goals.
Scores the most goals. And we're not doing the better player, we're doing it on who's had the best season. And that's the best front three that's had the best season.
So which is what we should do now. We should actually merge our teams
And
together.
then
into the
Jesus,
best
Matoma.
season.
Jesus, Matoma and Dunk
Yeah.
coming off the bench.
All managed by Eddie Howe.
Eddie Howe.
Oh, his running ball. So let's go for by position. So this is purely who's had the best season, not who's the best player. So Alisson, Martinez, and Pope. I think Pope's had the best season there.
I think Pope.
Alright, Martinez.
Okay, so that's 2v1. So we've got Pope.
I'll write that down.
Yeah.
So we've got
So again, this is purely who's had the best season per position, not who's the
Pope.
best. Because otherwise, it's obviously Alisson. So left back, we've got Stupinan, Ake, and Zinchenko.
I'm going
for Ake.
okay.
I think Ake's had the best season there. And then we'll go for one centre back. So the left side is centre back. We've got Saliba, Martinez, and Ruben Dias. So obviously I think it's Saliba. He's had the best season there. And then the right side of centre back, we've got Akanji, Stones, and Botman.
Probably go Stones.
So we're actually unanimous there, apart from the goalie so far.
Yeah, so good boy doing there.
Right back, we've got Trippier, Walker, which is an insane shout, and Ben White. I think Trippier, Ben White, if he could have stayed more consistent, Trippier's just been a lot more consistent than Ben White this season. I think at the peak, Ben White had a higher peak than Trippier, but so holding mid, Rodri, Xhaka, and Casemiro. I think Rodri.
I think Casemiro.
I just
don't think Casemiro's played enough games.
He's had as a player.
But the impact Rodri's had is he's about to win a treble. The impact Casemiro's had.
I am going to agree with Dan.
It's got to be Rodri. Casemiro's he's just a liability.
I
he's
think
a fantastic player.
He does get set up quite a few times.
So missing 8 games through suspension in the league.
So we did say Casemiro is the best holding midfielder in the world. Are we changing that to say Rodri is the best? It's between the two of them.
I think
Rodri's had a better season.
They're different players.
Yeah.
I still think they're different players.
Yeah, I'm happy to put Rodri in. I mean, City are if he's on for a treble.
Yeah, I don't think Rodri plays.
So you're left-sided.
Left-sided centre mid: Caicedo, McAllister, and Ødegaard. So it's obviously Ødegaard. Yeah. Obviously, shout out to McAllister. He's had a great year. Won the World Cup. Right side is centre mid.
Gundogan.
Right side is centre mid: Gundogan, KDB, and Eze. So that's quite an easy one. It's KDB. Eze has a crazy shout. I mean, he's had a great season, but against these side by side with these two is pretty funny. So then we'll go for right wing. We've got Rashford, Salah, and Saka. So it's been Saka's had the best season.
Yeah.
If the thing is, if Salah wasn't a superhuman, you'd still be looking and be like, he's got like 30 goal involvements in the league. He's been insane, but because he's Salah, we expected more. Left wing, Martinelli, Ollie Watkins, and who did you go for? Grealish.
I'd like to say Grealish. I think he's been better than Martinelli.
I think in the league though, Martinelli's been better. I still think Martinelli's had the best season in the league.
I just think Grealish has gone leaps and bounds when it's mattered.
Yeah,
I know he's in a better team, but
in crunch time, Grealish is 100%.
And I
think
just
across the whole season,
Martinelli hasn't really. He has been dropped. Not dropped, but I've watched Arsenal sometimes not being in the team. I might just have a look at their stats for the season, to be fair.
Let's have a look. So,
I mean, Grealish isn't a stats player.
Martinelli's got 15 goals, 5 assists in 36 games in the league. Grealish, I know it's not all a stats game. Grealish has 5 goals, 7 assists in 28 games, but he's never really been a stat man, has he?
Ollie Watkins.
He's always been a transitional player. And Ollie Watkins, to be fair to him, has got 15 goals, 6 assists in 37 games.
He's a striker.
That's playing up front.
Yeah.
So I still think Martinelli, in terms of pure league season, 15 goals.
Well, I'm going to go
as a 21-year-old left
Jack
winger.
Grealish.
So alright, Boyd, you're the decider here.
Ollie Watkins.
Well, it can't be Ollie Watkins. So pick
Grealish or Martinelli.
Grealish,
okay.
Well, he's not going to go. He's never backing Martinelli, is he?
Yeah, true. But he also Grealish did break his heart, so I don't know if the emotional.
I think
I was over it after a couple of months.
And do we even bother with
Bit
striker?
longer,
Even bother with striker. Obviously, poor Tony and Kane have had worlds of seasons, but Haaland is a superhuman.
So how many from? By the way, the Martinez, I think that's a bit harsh.
Pope's had a much better season than Martinez.
Martinez won the World Cup.
Pope's been the best goalkeeper.
They've had the best.
We're not counting in the World Cup in the factor, Boyd. Otherwise, KDB then might not be in there.
And I think the best manager to manage this bunch, Pep, Emery, or Howe. I think if you want the best team and the best season, it's Pep.
So, as a three, we've come up with our team of the season is Nick Pope in goal. Back four of Kieran Trippier, John Stones, William Saliba and Nathan Ake. In midfield three of Rodri, KDB and Odegaard. And then a front three of Saka, Grealish and Haaland. So there is 1, 2, 3 Arsenal players. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 City and then 2 Newcastle.
Yeah.
How many from each of our picks?
So I got 3 players in there.
You've got
2? Ake,
Saliba, Stones.
I've got 5.
5. So
Saka, Haaland, Grealish, Odegaard, Pope.
Yeah. So
who do you go? KDB, Rodri, and Trippier. Yeah. And tell us if you disagree or agree with that. There'll be a lot of Man United fans wanting Rashford in. I'm not too sure if he gets in my team of the season, to be honest. He's been very good at points, but that's at points. As a whole season, there's been times where he has gone missing, especially away from home. Man United have been quite poor this season, to be quite honest.
Definitely.
We'll see if we can put some polls out on YouTube, if you can vote for whose team was the best. And let us know who you would have picked differently in your team of the season. Anything else to add?
I think that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next season with a lot more content. Hopefully, it's been a pretty poor season all round. For us too. Apart from they may end up with a trophy, and he's buzzing because of European football.
I thought you meant it's being a poor season from the Footy Social.
Well, the Footy Social has been a poor season. Yeah, it's just I've at least had the Chelsea women winning trophies to cheer me up. So every cloud.
Does that really cheer you up? Or?
Yeah.
You definitely didn't watch the game on Saturday,
I did. Sam Kerr, mate.
Who did they play? Did you win the league?
Yeah. They beat Reading.
And then won the cup. Who's winning the Champions League in the women's?
Barca
or Wolfsburg.
Oh yeah, Wolfsburg beat Arsenal in the semis,
in
the
final.
Yeah.
There we go. Cheers everyone for watching. Boyd, where's the outro, mate?